The old Colorado's looking nice. Got some AC line in. Can't remember exactly. It's been a couple days since I last recorded, so just give you a nice once over here. Headers are in, AC's on, AC compressor's on, lines are on, balancer, water pump. Picked up a nice battery from Kamenik Automotive. Got a whole box of goodies over here. Other AC line, dipstick tube. Fancy bracket for my alternator and power steering. What else we got over here? Got a starter. We got something's in here. What the hell's in here? Been ordering some. Oh, water pump, power steering pump. Got us a nice fancy new power steering pump. I was going to reuse this one, just kind of clean it up, but it's pretty crusty and gross, so I just, whatever. At this point, power steering pump's like 80 bucks, so yeah, I think at this point, it is cold as balls in here. God damn it, winter needs to just go home already, and I'm ready for it to be done. Anyways, we're gonna put those brackets on, put that other AC line in. We'll probably toss a radiator and condenser in and get those lines all hooked up. Basically what we're trying to do here is get to the point where we're wiring things, and that's going to be a whole nother adventure on its own. So let's get to her. So we got this bracket all kind of installed. Kind of annoying. When they shipped it, all the bolts came in a bag kind of like this, and the bag opened while it was being shipped. And I don't know if you can see this nice hole here in the box, but I'm thinking that some of my hardware managed to weasel its way out of that. There's a bolt supposed to go from the cylinder head back here. You're probably not gonna be able to see it, it's all black. So there's a little spacer that goes in between here where my index finger is and the bolt, and the bolt's missing. And there's another little spacer that goes in between the power steering pump and the face of the bracket, kind of like these are. There's a bolt here you can see, and there's a black spacer that spaces this off probably an inch or so, and that spacer's missing along with the bolt. I actually had to use, this is a bolt I had around here at the shop, and so is this one. But as far as it fitting, it fits pretty damn good. Actually, these are off of eBay. It was like 80 bucks. I was like, well, that's a pretty good deal. You use your original bracket, your original alternator, and the original, all the Gen 3 accessories as far as that goes. This is gonna have to get trimmed up a tiny bit. It's not hitting, but as soon as you get on this thing with this, it'll be an issue. Along with this, I might end up having to do some funny business with that now. But yeah, it's fine. It's all part of the experience, right? So next thing I was wondering is the fuel line in this thing comes up kind of like this around the back of the firewall. So I don't know if I can take this fuel rail and flip it. It almost looks like I should be able to, but no, I won't be able to. Maybe. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. But either way, I got another AC line to put in. I've got a starter to put in. I've got to measure for a belt. I need to rig up my lines here for the power steering, and don't know, there's all kinds of stuff yet to do. So we'll get to her. So I forgot to order one of these fellers, little tensioner, and this is Dylan's Mustang. Fucker is real sweet, but I'm pretty sure he forgot that he owns this car, so he's not gonna mind if I steal his tensioner, because how can you be mad about something you don't even remember you own? This is also a good test to see if he actually watches these videos or not, so I guess we'll find out. Is that a Rubik's Cube? What the fuck? Alright. Well, either way, we're gonna steal this tensioner and put it on the truck over there, and we gotta get a belt measured up for it. So let's do that. Scratch that. I forgot we took the spring out of that, so that this thing's got like a manual tensioner over here for this fucking beefy bracket. So never mind. Sorry, Dylan. So we had to do a little modification, a little cutting. This mount, battery bracket, whatever you want to call it, is in the way. So drop that off, and this actually fits nice now. Should be plenty of room for the motor to rock and do whatever it needs to do. Created myself an issue, but I really wanted to keep the factory fuse box in place, and try to use the factory positive battery cable and whatnot for the alternator and fuse box and all that. But I don't know if you can see this, where I hacked this off with a Sawzall like an idiot. Actually, I saw this while I was doing it, and I just decided I didn't care. This fuse is gonna have to get relocated elsewhere, somewhere, I don't know, wherever. A little hot glue, super glue, whatever. So I think at this point, we'll pull this cover back off. It's gonna have to come back out anyways, I'm sure. Pull that off of there and see how bad I just screwed myself. And yeah, should be good. let me show you what we got going on here. I appear to have screwed myself a little bit further, or a little harder than I originally anticipated. Let me see if I can set you up here. Kind of see me? Yeah. Okay. So this comes apart. Now that I do know that. You can see this feller. These go through these little holes here, like that, and then they get kind of flattened out in here to hold this whole thing together. And then, I don't know if you saw it in the time lapse or not, but there was plastic covering this, so I just took a screwdriver and broke that. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is actually just running a self-tapper or something through here. Maybe even drill a hole and then put a bolt and a nut in there. Shit, which way did this go? This broken plastic out of here. This going like this. So I'll probably just take and notch this little bit out here. That way I can run a bolt and a nut, and then I can just put a cable right from there to that fuse. And yeah, I think that's actually gonna work pretty good. That way I can keep this all happy and together and use as much of the factory truck wiring harness as possible, and then just kind of use the harness from the 6-liter to run just the 6-liter. Don't know, I'm gonna have to probably steal coolant temp sensor and oil pressure switch or sensor from the old engine to run with the old ECU. I'm gonna end up running both ECUs because this truck has a ECU and a BCU, and the ECU communicates to the BCU and the BCU communicates to the cluster. So to keep all the trans wiring stuff and the air conditioning and temp sensors and gauge cluster to work, I'm gonna end up having to use that. I think the TAC is gonna be tough, probably a lost cause, because this is a 24X reluctor, and I'm assuming that that's gonna be a 58 in that engine. So either the TAC's gonna run at half RPM, which maybe, I think you can mess with the TAC and HP tuners, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. I think this is probably going to be a good place to end it, and yeah, we'll screw this up a little further in the next video. Anyways, see you later.